Becoming a woman who can't be broken is not about pretending the world can't touch you. It's about knowing that even when it does, you rise with a wisdom, a strength, and a fire that only grows sharper with pressure. It's understanding that your power isn't given by anyone. It's built layer by layer by every trial you've survived, every truth you've had the courage to face, and every moment you chose to keep moving forward when standing still would have been easier. The first truth is resilience over reaction. Life will test you. People will doubt you. Circumstances will shake your confidence. But when you learn to pause, breathe, and stand rooted in who you are, you shift from reacting to commanding. A woman who can't be broken doesn't rush to prove anything. She lets her consistency speak, her character echo, and her growth do the talking. She understands that sometimes silence is louder than explanation, discipline stronger than emotion, and patience more dangerous than anger. She doesn't crumble because she knows everything she's building is bigger than the moment trying to distract her. The second truth is purpose over pressure. When you know why you're here, when you understand the mission inside you, the noise around you loses its influence. Stress can't stop you. Fear can't freeze you. Doubt can't derail you. You're moving with intention, and intention is powerful. You walk like you've already paid the price for your greatness because in many ways you have. A woman who can't be broken remembers that she's not just surviving the journey, she's shaping it. She's not waiting for permission. She's creating opportunity. She's not defined by what happened to her. She's defined by what she decides to do next. And when you move like that, you become unstoppable, not because life gets easier, but because you get wiser, stronger, softer where it matters and harder where it doesn't. You become a force that can bend but never break. A woman who stands tall not because she never fell, but because she rose every single time with more purpose, more clarity, and more power than before. So keep rising, keep choosing yourself, keep building the version of you that walks with confidence, speaks with intention, and loves with courage. Because the moment you truly understand the strength you carry, the world will understand it too. Resilience over reaction is more than a mindset. It's a discipline, a lifestyle, a quiet but powerful choice you make every single day. It's the inner architecture of a woman who refuses to let the world decide who she becomes. When life pushes, she doesn't collapse, she recalibrates. When someone underestimates her, she doesn't waste her breath proving them wrong. She lets the results arrive like a sunrise, steady, undeniable, impossible to ignore. Resilience isn't loud, but its impact shakes the ground. To embody this level of strength, you first have to understand that reaction is the easiest thing in the world. Anyone can react. Anyone can lash out when they're hurt, give up when they're discouraged, or retreat when something doesn't go their way. Reaction is instinct. And instinct doesn't require wisdom, only emotion. But resilience is chosen. Resilience is built. Resilience requires you to rise above your first impulse and tap into something deeper within yourself. When you choose resilience, you're choosing not to be defined by the moment you're in. You're choosing to pause before you speak, to think before you move, to gather yourself before you give anything away. That pause is power. That breath is strategy. That stillness is your reminder that you are not here to be controlled by circumstance or consumed by temporary emotion. You're here to master the art of staying true to yourself even when everything around you is trying to pull you off center. A woman who can't be broken understands that resilience is not pretending things don't hurt. Strength is not denial. Strength is acknowledgement without surrender. It's looking the storm in the face and saying, "You may shake me, but you will not shift my foundation." She feels the disappointment, the heartbreak, the frustration, but she refuses to let any of it make her smaller. Instead, she uses it as fuel. She lets every setback sharpen her focus and deepen her determination. Resilience teaches you that not every battle deserves your energy. Not every comment deserves your response. Not every situation deserves the weight of your spirit. When you rise into this understanding, you move differently. You protect your peace like it's sacred because it is. You start realizing that your power doesn't come from proving your value. It comes from knowing your value. And when you truly know what you bring to the world, you don't chase validation. You don't engage in chaos. You don't let people pull you into places beneath your purpose. Another part of resilience is consistency, showing up even when things aren't pretty or convenient. A woman who can't be broken doesn't wait for motivation. She relies on discipline. She understands that greatness is not built in a moment of inspiration, but in the countless moments nobody sees. She stays committed to her growth, to her healing, to her evolution. Resilience is the reason she wakes up determined even after a night of doubt. It's the reason she keeps walking even when the path feels unclear. It's the reason she continues believing in herself when others fall silent. Resilience also means giving yourself permission to evolve. You're not meant to stay the same. You're not meant to carry old versions of yourself into new seasons. The unbreakable woman is not afraid to reinvent, to release what no longer fits, to step into unfamiliar territory with confidence in her ability to adapt. She trusts herself. She trusts her journey. She trusts that life has not happened to her, but for her. When you embrace resilience over reaction, you reclaim control over your narrative. You remind yourself that your story is not written by your wounds, it's written by your will. And the more you strengthen that will, the more you transform from someone who survives pressure into someone who becomes refined by it. This is the foundation of becoming a woman who can't be broken, not the absence of struggle, but the presence of unshakable resolve. Through storms, through doubt, through pain, she stands, not because she never bends, but because she will never break. Purpose over pressure is the moment your life stops being a reaction to the world and starts becoming a declaration of who you are. It's when you shift from being driven by expectations, comparisons, and fear to being led by intention, clarity, and vision. Purpose gives you direction. Pressure tries to distract you. And a woman who can't be broken learns how to distinguish between the two, how to listen to the quiet voice inside her calling her toward her destiny instead of the loud noise around her trying to pull her away from it. When you live with purpose, everything you do gains meaning. You no longer wake up drifting through your days. You rise with a sense of mission. You're not just going to work. You're building something. You're not just facing challenges. You're being shaped by them. You're not just surviving. You're creating a legacy. Purpose gives your life a backbone, something solid to stand on when everything else tries to shake you. Pressure, on the other hand, is relentless. It comes from society telling you who you should be, from family expecting you to fit into patterns you've outgrown, from peers who want you to move at their pace, from past mistakes whispering that you're not enough, and from your own doubts trying to convince you to shrink. Pressure pushes, purpose pulls, pressure exhausts, purpose energizes, pressure overwhelms, purpose aligns. And once you choose to follow your purpose, pressure loses its power over you. A woman who can't be broken understands that purpose is not a destination, it's a compass. It doesn't demand perfection, it demands direction. It encourages movement, growth, and evolution. You don't have to know every detail of your path, you just need to know your why, because once your why becomes bigger than your fear, your doubt, and your pressure, you become unstoppable. Purpose teaches you that your journey won't always be understood. Not everyone will see your vision. Not everyone will support your choices. Not everyone will clap for your growth. Some people will question you because your transformation threatens the limits they put on themselves. But purpose reminds you that you don't need approval to be chosen. You don't need applause to be aligned. You don't need permission to step into the fullness of your power. The unbreakable woman moves even when others don't understand because she's guided by something deeper than validation. She's guided by destiny. Purpose also anchors your emotions. When pressure hits, and it will, you're not easily shaken. Stress may show up, but it won't paralyze you. Fear may whisper, but it won't stop you. Doubt may tug at you, but it won't derail you. You don't crumble because you're rooted. You don't fold because you're focused. Purpose gives you the strength to look at every obstacle and say, I'm still going. I've come too far to quit now. It reminds you that everything you've survived has prepared you for what you're stepping into. Another part of choosing purpose over pressure is learning to walk with intention. You stop moving in circles and start moving with aim. Your conversations become intentional. Your boundaries become intentional. Your relationships become intentional. Your habits become intentional. You stop settling for situations that drain your energy because you understand your energy is your currency and you need it to build the life you're called to live. Purpose also brings clarity. It helps you see what belongs in your life and what doesn't. It shows you who supports your growth and who fears it. It reveals opportunities that align with your spirit and exposes distractions disguised as blessings. When you operate from purpose, your decisions become sharper and your path becomes clearer, not because everything is easy, but because everything is meaningful. And perhaps the greatest gift of purpose is empowerment. It teaches you that you are not defined by what happened to you, but by what you decide to rise into. It reminds you that you're not behind, you're becoming, you're not lost, you're learning, you're not weak, you're awakening. A woman walking in her purpose does not crumble under pressure because she understands the pressure is shaping her into the version of herself she was always meant to be. This is purpose over pressure, the choice to rise instead of retreat, to focus instead of fold, to build instead of break. It's the decision to walk like you're chosen, move like you're capable, and speak like you're destined. And when you live with that level of conviction, you don't just become unbreakable, you become unforgettable. And so as we bring this journey close, remember this: becoming a woman who can't be broken is not a single moment. It's a lifelong unfolding of strength, clarity, and self-belief. It's built through every storm you've survived, every boundary you've honored, every truth you've walked into even when it scared you. You've learned to rise with resilience instead of reacting, and to walk with purpose instead of drowning in pressure. That alone makes you powerful. Carry this energy with you. Walk with the confidence of someone who knows her worth, speaks with the conviction of someone aligned with her purpose, and loves herself with a depth that cannot be shaken. The world may test you, but it will never define you. Life may bend you, but will never break you, because you've built something within yourself that's stronger than anything you'll ever face. So step forward, unapologetic, unafraid, unbreakable. Your story is still unfolding, and the best chapters are the ones you're about to write. Keep rising, keep building, keep becoming the woman you were always meant to be.